Recording in progress.
Hi, I'm Corey Walmsley, CEO of Aurora Borealis Publishing. Today we are talking about joy in your writing. And you might be thinking, why are we talking about joy with writing? That's not something that we're doing for enjoyment. We're doing it for a reason, for a purpose. We have a big goal at the end of our writing. It's not just for fun. And I get all that, really. Lots of people write for fun. I'm one of those people. I love writing. But if you are, a business owner, a coach, a speaker, somebody who is starting in that direction, somebody who wants to be an author's profession, you might not necessarily think that writing for joy is really the biggest problem you've got. But it's super, super important. Why is that? Because people can feel your joy through your writing. People feel your energy whenever they are reading your stuff. They can tell what you are feeling. And if you're writing from joy, if you're writing in enjoyment and you're really enjoying getting your story out, then they're going to be able to feel that. And that's not just like new age baloney. That's the way you use your words. That's how choppy your sentences are. That's, the way that you actually speak and write. Your tone is very different when you are coming from a perspective of joy. And the example I love to give is if you've ever eaten at a restaurant or bought a product and been highly disappointed with it. Go on Amazon, for example, and just read some of those one-star reviews for products that really failed people. You will see those people are not writing from joy. They're writing from anger or irritation or annoyance. And even though you can just go, oh yeah, 1 star, and they're saying words like failed or didn't meet my expectations or this fell apart, or you can tell, there are things that they're saying specifically that are negative. You can always tell what a person's perspective it is. You can absolutely write one of those reviews from the perspective of joy if it's a product that isn't for you. That's another topic for another day. If you're writing about your story, though, there are going to be some pieces of it that are not joyful. There are going to be pieces that are challenging, and it's going to be really hard for you to write from the perspective of joy. So let's start with that. Let's start with looking at what can prevent us from writing from joy. The story itself is a big piece of that. But there are also, everyday annoyances. There are also, things like stress and too many things on your plate and not feeling great today, or you just happen to not feel like writing. Not every day is going to feel like, hey, I want to sit down and pound out 1,000 words. Some days you're going to sit down and just not be in joy and be writing in joy. I get that. What you need to do is figure out how to bring yourself back to joy so you can actually share your story, whether the story itself is the problem that is, draining your joy, or if it's, some external factor that is draining your joy. I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, and when they were younger, sometimes standing beside my desk and poking me and saying, I need more goldfish crackers was draining my joy. And it made it very difficult for me to sit down and be like, I actually want to write. So there are different tips and tricks I can give you that will actually help you flip that around so you feel more joyful when you're writing. The first of those, the most important of those, is knowing who your audience is and what they need from you and focusing on them, because your book is not, it's not about you. It's about your audience. It's about who you're helping, whose lives you're changing. And when you can get into the feeling of joy around that and just be like, wow, when I get this book out, I'm going to be impacting lives. I'm going to be changing people's lives. I'm going to be helping them and, letting them live better and healthier and freer, or, whatever it is that your big goal is, because we all have different books, right? But if you can start focusing on the joy of helping those people, that's going to come through in your writing, even if your story is tough. Because those people, in a lot of cases, have a tough story too. They are going to understand your tough story, and you're going to connect with them in that way. Joy and hope go hand in hand. So if you can bring them hope, then you will write in joy. So remember that when you're working on your writing. That can be the biggest piece for connecting in a positive way with your audience. And yeah, lots of stories are really tough to write about. We've put out a lot of books that have been tough. I've worked with people who have overcome all kinds of challenges, personal loss, grief, um, alcoholism, cancer, losing jobs, changing where they live, divorce, all kinds of things. I mean, that's what makes life interesting, right? We always have challenges that we're overcoming, but that's also how we connect with people. So remember to bring it back to the hope that you're giving to people so you can write in joy. That is my biggest tip for that. So make sure that you're writing in joy. Make sure that when you sit down, if nothing else, put your hands over your heart and say, I am impacting lives today. And just take a deep breath and go, this is a big thing that I'm doing. And I'm so happy that I'm able to be the one to convey this message. If you're interested in working with us, please go to auroracorrealispublishing.com and check us out. Send me a message and let me know about your book and the message that you want to get out to the world.